Let's learn something together. I'm Jordan Bowers, and this is the 10-Minute Tuesday. Good morning, and welcome to the 10-Minute Tuesday show. I'm Jordan Bowers, and this is the show where we talk for 10 minutes on Tuesday and learn stuff that we've never thought about, see things that we've never seen, and discuss things that really don't get talked about too much in Christianity and the circles surrounding them via philosophy or just religion in general. So welcome. And today we're going to talk about peace. You know, we have all these concepts of peace. We see it hoping in the Middle East. We see the Iranian nuclear agreements that have come about, hoping to bring about some sort of regional peace, some kind of Israeli-Gaza agreement to bring about some kind of stability and peace in that region, with China and the breakout of the virus that is over there, hoping to restore peace in that region. So we hear this word peace bounced around. The 60s had it really big with the hippies and their whole peace and love era. But what is peace? The world has this definition of peace, of a stability, of a just a neutralness of things. But what is peace? What is the peace of the Bible? If we're going to believe in the Bible and what is the Bible and the whole concept of the Bible, we need to understand what the Bible talks about when it says peace. So if you look at Numbers chapter 6, it says it's the priestly blessing, where Jehovah has commanded the high priest of Israel to bless the people, pray over the people, and say, bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you, be gracious unto you, and lift up his countenance towards you and give you peace. Now I could pray the whole thing in Hebrew, and I'm not going to, because we'll get that in another episode. But that word peace at the final ending, the high priest puts his hands out like this and blesses the people, puts Jehovah's name over the people. See, this right here is the Hebrew letter Shen, which is the first letter in Shaddai, which you hear El Shaddai, Elohim Shaddai. Shaddai means all-sufficient one. It's like a woman nursing a child. That child is provided all the nutrients that it needs to survive, grow, and energize that person. So when you see someone do this or hear the word El Shaddai, that's what it's talking about when it's a priestly blessing. He raises his hands over the people. So he puts that name on top of the congregation of Israel. Not just the Jews, but the nation of Israel. And we'll get into that in a whole other subject, because you get into 1 Kings and see the dispersion of the nation, of going every which way. And so, but what God wants to show us, what Jehovah wants to show us today, is that word peace. He wraps this whole blessing up. Bless you, keep you. You know what keeps us? We tend to keep. And what we tend to keep keeps us. It's a really weird philosophical concept of what we put our mind around is what we start to cherish. And what we start to cherish is what we think about. That's what that whole word keep means. It means to treasure. So he's blessing, treasure. May he make his face shine upon us. That word is just blow you away if you get in the context of Paul. In 2 Corinthians 4, he talks about Jesus is the face of Jehovah. So he talks about, may Jehovah bless you, and I'm going to reveal to you my face. You know, Moses, he said, hey, can I see your face? And God said, you are not ready, but I'll let you see the trail that I leave. But he's revealed his face to us by Yeshua. So when it says, bless you, keep you, make his face shine upon you, make Yeshua shine upon you, one day salvation will come. That's a hope inside of that blessing. So more than the hope inside of the blessing is the promise to give us peace, which Yeshua, he is the Prince of Peace. But what is that word peace? That word peace, you hear it all the time, is shalom. But what you don't hear is what that word means. We again think so much of the worldly vision of peace, of a stability, a neutrality, just a breath of a relief. But that's not peace. That's the tip of the iceberg. There's so much below the surface of the word peace. It means nothing missing, nothing broken, completion, wholeness. So when that priestly blessing in Numbers chapter 6 says, give you peace, he goes, I've promised to give you wholeness, completion, nothing missing, nothing broken. There's nothing worse than getting a puzzle out, getting it all spread out, dumped out, flipped over, everything arranged, getting it almost down to it, and you're missing 5 pieces. You pick the table up and you just throw it and walk off into frustration, and you'll pick the pieces up later. The Roomba will get it or something. The dog might eat a few pieces, the kids take them off, whatever. But there's nothing worse than pieces missing. Well, that's why eternity stepped into time. Pieces became missing. And he wanted to reconcile and restore what went haywire. That is the nature of shalom. So when you hear the word shalom, it's not just a breath, but it is, I promise I can make you complete. And I will make you complete, because that is what I promise. And he never goes back on his words. It might take years for that completion to happen, but there's a promise there that he will see to it that there is nothing missing, nothing broken. And that's the promise of Yeshua. So if you're looking for that missing piece, look to Shalom. Look to Jehovah. Look to his promises that he says, I can fit that part that you are missing. That promise of nothing missing, nothing broken. It says in Colossians that in him is the fullness, the completion of God. It says Jesus is the fullness of God. And we are made complete in him. We are made shalom in him. Nothing missing, nothing broken. That is a huge promise that we have in our hands to hold on to. That he's always in us working to fulfill, to complete, to produce shalom in our lives. There's areas in our hearts, areas in our lives, areas in our minds that he is taking and constantly pushing it together and completing that work within us, making nothing missing, nothing broken. That is the amazing aspect of shalom. If you have any questions or comments, just hit below, type them in. I'll answer them. We'll talk. We'll discuss. That's the whole point of this community. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, because this is going to come out every Tuesday in the morning, so you have all day to chew on this stuff. Because I'm learning as you're learning. Together, it's a community. We can learn together.